Hi everybody, this is Mr. Short. Today we're going to do an introduction to the integumentary system. In particular, two things I want us to learn today are listing the three types of membranes, and then also stating the location of each of these three types of membranes. We'll also go over a little bit of structure-function relationships between different types of membranes. Functions of body membranes. These are the three functions of body membranes. Body membranes cover surfaces, like the skin. Body membranes line cavities, like maybe the cranial cavity, thoracic cavity, abdominal cavity. We learned about the different cavities in the body in the last unit. And membranes also form protective sheets around organs. Okay, there would be an outer membrane around this organ right here that protects that organ. Two types of membranes. We have epithelial membranes. Epithelial membranes are found covering the body and then also lining the internal structures of the body. So they cover the body and they line internal structures. We also have connective tissue membranes, and these are found around joints. We'll talk about synovial membranes at the very end of this lesson. All right, we have three types of epithelial membranes. The three types are cutaneous membranes, mucous membranes, which you've probably heard of, and serous membranes. We'll talk about each one of these individually. Cutaneous membranes include skin, and note that cutaneous membranes are dry membranes. These also represent the outermost protective boundary between our body and the external environment. Okay, so in that manner, the skin, a cutaneous membrane, functions to protect us from the external environment. The second type of epithelial membrane is a mucous membrane. Mucous membranes are moist membranes, whereas on the previous slide, cutaneous membranes are dry membranes. Mucous membranes line all body cavities that open to the exterior of the body. That would include the respiratory surfaces, digestive surfaces, urinary surfaces, and those of the reproductive tract. Finally, we have serous membranes. Serous membranes line open body cavities that are closed to the exterior of the body. So this might include the membrane that's around the heart, and it also would include the membrane that's around the lungs. If you take a look, you get really three components to serous membranes. You get a visceral layer to the membrane. Visceral means close to the surface of the organ. So this would be the heart that's right over here, and see how this visceral membrane lines the surface of that organ, just like this visceral membrane right here lines the surface of the lungs. Then you get a serous fluid that's in between the visceral layer and the parietal layer. The parietal layer is away from the surface of the organ. So remember, visceral means close to the surface of the organ, and parietal means away from the surface of the organ. So again, serous membranes, like we just discussed, they have two layers. There's a visceral layer and a parietal layer that's separated by serous fluid. And finally, we have connective tissue membranes. Synovial membranes are the only example of connective tissue membranes. Synovial membranes line fibrous capsules that surround joints. They also line bursa. Bursa are little sacs of fluid that we have in synovial joints, and they cushion the joint. And they also line tendon sheaths. A function of synovial membranes is to secrete a lubricating fluid to cushion organs moving against each other during muscle activity, during muscle contraction. Let's take a look at this. So this might be like the knee right here. You have a synovial capsule. The capsule is made by the synovial membrane that lines this joint. And on the inside of that capsule, you have the joint cavity. It contains synovial fluid. You also have a couple of other components to this capsule. you have cartilage. Cartilage lines the surface of the bone to cushion bone-on-bone contact. And you might also have ligaments that connect one bone to another bone. All right, thanks a lot. Have a good day, guys.